What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Friday edition of Burn It Down with Kim Brown. This is the place where we set oppression ablaze, y'all. Oppression's had a quite a busy week, and more importantly, a busy 48 hours at minimum. We're gonna get into all of it. I want to thank you all for making the time to come and hang out with me, come and join us this week. Everything is all good with Brother Will. Brother Will had a situation he had to take care of, but as you see, here we are, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. At 7:15 almost. So hey, we doing pretty good. I'm not mad at all. So thank you all so much. Please like the video. Come on in, subscribe if you haven't done it already. And we're not gonna bojangle. We are gonna get right into it, game, because apparently this week is the start of World War III and potentially Civil War II. Because let me get into the latest news. As we know that empire and imperialists will do whatever it takes to secure their position, even if it means attacking a civilian population. So, as you all may have heard, on the morning of Friday, the 13th of June, of all days, Israel launched an unprovoked missile strike on Iran, targeting not only Iran's nuclear installations, but also targeting neighborhoods in Tehran. Isn't it amazing that Israel said that they felt under threat? They felt so provoked, so in fear for their lives that they let the chopper sing on neighborhoods. Dozens of civilians in Iran are reported to have been killed. Non-civilians killed, including some of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard top officials, some top generals, some HICs, okay? In addition to some of Iran's nuclear scientists, which is just think about that for a second, that a country's sovereignty was blatantly violated, but not just violated by a rogue and pariah state that has bombed within the past year. Can we count them down? Gaza, Yemen, Syria. Where else them drop bombs? Iran. Now, I feel like there's a fifth. There might even be a sixth. How is it that one nation has carte blanche to just outright, Lebanon? How could I forget? Because, of course, at the same time Tehran was being bombed, Beirut got bombed as well in Lebanon by Israel, of course, by Israeli forces. And Israel's only able to operate at this level of reckless abandon, of outright disregard for international law, because the United States allows it. And as you guys may have heard, it was reported several places that in the days leading up to the strike on Iran on June the 13th, U.S. forces and diplomatic employees at some of the embassies in the countries in the Gulf region were quietly evacuated, or maybe not so quietly. But the reason given for evacuating the diplomats out of the Gulf nation states, American diplomats, that is, out of the Gulf nation states, is because apparently, because Iran was found to be not in compliance, allegedly, with the non-proliferation nuclear treaty that was signed back in 2015, that Donald Trump removed the United States from in 2018, because allegedly Iran was not in compliance. The United States and Israel have cooked up this plan to attack Iran in the middle of the night, while ongoing negotiations between Iran and the United States were proceeding. They were supposed to meet again, I think, on fucking Sunday to talk about a nuclear agreement to prevent Iran from enriching uranium to the threshold that a nuclear weapon could be created. But I want you guys to just, I want to take a look at some clips here because I want to just show y'all at the speed at which this fucking shit happened. This literally trumped up complaint with the United Nations Nuclear Regulatory Agency about Iran's so-called non-compliance. This shit is crazy. So where we're going to pick up, so this was the UN Board of Governors for nuclear shit. Okay, they met in Vienna this week, and we are going to pick up is after the vote, after all the members vote on whether or not Iran is in trouble for alleged non-compliance with the nuclear agreement. So where it's going to pick up are the no votes. So pay attention to who voted no, who got sense, who got sense out here. So anyway, let's go ahead and run that clip, Will.
Give you this breaking news that we have now. The resolution has been passed, rejected by Russia, China, Burkina Faso. 11 countries abstained. It finds Iran to be not complying with its engagements with the international community. The first time that this is happening since 20 years. So the resolution has been adopted now, according to my sources who are inside the meeting. That has so it's over. The resolution has been passed, and it says Iran has a lot of answers to provide to the international community within a very small window. Otherwise, it will face massive repercussions, including the potential for further isolation and also a wide range of sanctions.
That clip courtesy of Al Jazeera English. Now, you heard what the brother said there, that Iran was looking at sanctions for these alleged nuclear violations. Sanctions, not a unilateral targeted assassination of its military leaders and targeting of some of its civilian sites and its nuclear sites. Sanctions, you understand? Like, Israel is a rabid dog off of the leash, okay? There is no getting Israel to comply with the rules and norms and laws of the international community, and it's time to start treating them as such. Now, I'm guessing kind of as we speak, the chopper is also singing over Tel Aviv, but I wanted to go back to the strikes on Iran real quick because, you know, with all of these attacks of Israel against all of its neighbors, right? It's incredible to think that Iran is somehow the problem in the neighborhood. Like Iran is the problem. Let's be clear here. Israel is also a nuclear armed country, guys. Have you heard any sort of committees, any sort of issues or resolutions proposed in the UN Nuclear Regulatory Board of Governors about what the fuck Israel is doing with its nuclear program? Israel is not a nuclear sanctioned country. There are several that are, a handful, maybe not say several, including the likes of North Korea. And I think India and Pakistan got the nukes, and allegedly they're not supposed to have the nukes. But at the end of the day, who is Israel? Who is the United States to tell another sovereign nation what they can and what they cannot possess, right? The United States literally has thousands of nuclear warheads, thousands. And to date, the United States is the only nation in global history to have ever dropped nukes or anywhere in the fucking globe in the course of war, right? But somehow Iran is the dangerous party. Iran cannot enrich uranium as it fucking sees fit. Apply the same standard to Israel, please and thank you. But no such standard exists because Israel, backed by the United States, clearly does whatever the fuck it wants to do. And I want to play another clip real quick because I was concerned if Israel is striking nuclear targets. Is there a potential for fallout, for radiation? Like, this is not only a humanitarian crisis, aggressive act of war. But hello, an environmental crisis. Can you imagine if somebody were to drop a missile at I'm trying to think, where's the nuclear plant around here? It's down in Calvert County, I think. Whatever the fuck. But think of a nuclear site, a nuclear reactor, a nuclear plant near you, and now imagine a missile hitting it. But anyway, I want us to check in with the UN, the IAEA, the agency that regulates nuclear sites around the globe. They checked in with Iran to see what was the extent of the damage to its nuclear facilities. Let's take a listen.
The competent Iranian authorities have confirmed that the Natanz enrichment site has been impacted and that there are no elevated radiation levels. They have also reported that at present the Esfahan and Fordow sites have not been impacted. This development is deeply concerning. I have repeatedly stated that nuclear facilities must never be attacked, regardless of the context or circumstances, as it could harm both people and the environment. Despite the current military actions and heightened tensions, it is clear that the only sustainable path forward for Iran, for Israel, the entire region, and the international community is one grounded dialogue and diplomacy to ensure peace, stability, and cooperation. I call on all parties to exercise maximum restraint to avoid further escalation. I reiterate that any military action that jeopardizes the safety and security of nuclear facilities risks grave consequences for the people of Iran, the region, and beyond.
So that is Rafael Grossi of the IAEA letting us know that fortunately there does not seem to be major damage done to Iran's nuclear sites. And as a result, overnight, Iran got its shit together, rolled up its sleeves, and started sending over hypersonic missiles into Tel Aviv, into Haifa, into Jerusalem. Some, from what I heard from the pictures I was seeing, them joints was sailing past the Iron Dome. Not all of them getting intercepted. Some of these hypersonic missiles have landed. I'm not clear on the number of casualties, if any. But this is nasty, nasty, nasty times, guys. When I heard that Israel had attacked Tehran all for like an hour, maybe 2 hours, this morning, I was like, this is just very bad. This is extremely, extremely, extremely bad. Very, very bad. And Iran's response is not going to be limited to Israel. Iran, in fact, has promised that whoever's helping Israel is going to get some of this smoke. And you know who's helping Israel? This dumb fucking country, this stupid regime here. Let me say something real quick, because I saw somebody on live on the Clock app talking about, are you happy? Are you happy that Israel has attacked Iran? That, you know, the genocide is happening? Aren't you glad this is what you voted for? Aren't you glad this is what you voted for? And I'm like, hold on, wait a second. Let us not delude ourselves into thinking that a Harris-Walz administration would not, in fact, have supported Israel striking Iran unprovoked during during negotiations over Iran's nuclear program. Kamala absolutely would have greenlit such a thing. Now, I will say this: the Democrats may have been able to delay this a month, 6 months, a year, but it would have happened. It absolutely would have happened. Make no mistake about it. Trump is just balls to the wall with it. Trump gives no fucks, right? Kamala knows that she would have had some political repercussions, or another alternate scenario, if Kamala would have been president, Netanyahu would have struck Iran anyway, okay? Because he would have shown the highest level of contempt and disrespect to a black woman president, even if she was the president of the United States. He was going to do whatever the fuck he was going to do in spite of. He respects Trump, right? He doesn't want to piss Trump off. He probably could give a fuck about pissing off Kamala. So here we are. Here we are. And it's terrifying. I gotta say, it's terrifying. Now, I want to say this, like, all of this to me, in some respects, there is like zero coincidences between Iran being attacked by Israel unprovoked. Although I will also say, kind of shame on Iran. Like, y'all should have been ready. Y'all should have been, and I won't say necessarily anticipating or expecting, but please, you need to pretend as though you know Israel. You got to pretend as though you know these fucking colonizers. You got to pretend as though you know these crackers. Iran, these motherfuckers don't adhere to diplomacy in a normal way. They're not concerned about being perceived as honest actors and honest players in this game of negotiations. They are here to destroy and annihilate in the way that they always have. This is the only thing that the Euros are outstanding at, and it's fucking war, death, and destruction. Trump says it all the time. He says it all the time. The United States has the finest weapons, the best military, the most powerful bombs. We will rain death and destruction because that's the only thing they know how to do. That is what they are superior at, right? And it's time for countries of the global south to start dealing with these folks in that way. I remember when these negotiations between the United States, well, basically between the Trump White House and Tehran were underway. And I remember thinking to myself, why is Iran sitting there trying to negotiate with the US, especially with the Trump administration of all motherfuckers? It was Trump who reneged on the what do they call it? The JPOC, the first agreement done under the Obama administration in 2015 that the United States was a signatory to. 400 years of reneging on treaties with indigenous sovereign nations within the bounds of Turtle Island, of North America. 400 years of going back on treaties between the United States government and indigenous nations. You would think that the rest of the world would get a fucking clue. You cannot deal with the US as though it's an honest broker. It isn't, and it never will be. So the rest of the world has to start dealing with this country in that way. Longtime allies or no. I'm talking to you, European Union and the United Kingdom, even though y'all all on the same wicked side in some form or another. But hi, Dios mío. Woo! And guys, I am deeply concerned. All right, so the non-coincidences here. It's not a coincidence that Israel attacked Iran within days of this fucking of this fucking masturbatory military parade that is about to start rolling through the streets of Washington, D.C. on tomorrow, which, by the way, Washingtonians and by extension, proximate Marylanders like myself, you know, I'm worried that the fucking tanks might not leave. I'm worried that the shit that's being rolled into DC on Trump's birthday, what if them niggas don't leave? What if this is a setup? What if this whole military parade shit is a pretext, is a ruse to launch the Insurrection Act? And the thing is, I know some people might be like, well, that's kind of far-fetched. That might not be happening. Dog, we cannot put shit. What the elders always taught us, you better not put shit past white people, okay? And white people, that goes for you. You better not put shit past white people either. Like, no, we cannot afford to keep giving white folks the benefit of the doubt, especially these colonial crackers that are crazed off ketamine and amongst other things, and capitalism, and determined to not only maintain the status quo, but tighten the grip on all of us even harder. So Iran attacks Israel, Trump's military dick parade, and there are plans for ICE ICE's special response team. Who reported on this? Was it Axios? Was it NBC News? It was somebody, legitimate. But it's been reported that ICE's special response team is, in fact, about to be deployed. They're going to continue their deployment in Los Angeles, but now it's going to expand to New York, Chicago, Philadelphia, and Northern Virginia. There may have been another state, another city in there. Northern Virginia is an interesting selection because Virginia has a Republican governor who is a Trumper. Glenn Youngkin, how you go? Well, Glenn Youngkin won't give a fuck. I was going to say Glenn Youngkin. How you going to feel about that? Glenn Youngkin's not going to give two shits about ICE in Northern Virginia. So all those areas, be advised, be well advised. So you have a civil unrest that was caused by Trump. And that's the thing, you guys. Look at how the empire is working. Iran was literally minding its business. Iran wasn't saber rattling. Iran wasn't making overt threats to Israel. Iran had come to the table in good faith negotiations. And now Israel, backed by the US, caused chaos. Los Angeles, before June the 6th, was minding its fucking business. Its immigrant residents going to work every day, going to the grocery store, going to work at the car wash, going to Home Depot to go find work, minding their fucking business. Everything was peaceful until what happened? Until ICE agents showed up, kidnapping people, terrorizing the community. Trump calls in the National Guard. Hegseth calls in the fucking Marines. And here we are looking at a pretty much an unprecedented situation in the streets of the United States on today. Friday the 13th, did I mention? So actually, let me go to LA here for a second. Now, I know you guys have probably all seen the pictures. I mean, there's so much video. And again, I'm still having a difficult time trying to approximate the size of the protests. Legacy media says they're very limited, they're very contained, it's not all that many folks. And I'm like, well, then why the big response then if it's not so big? But the folks on the ground say that it is more sizable than what is being reported. So I'll take all of that under consideration. But I want to show you how the folks are trying to protect themselves here. So ICE agents in Los Angeles are really playing this game extremely dirty. Again, plain clothes, masked, not wearing distinguishable badges that show that they are law enforcement or, federal agents of any kind, which again is terrifying. That is big Yahtzee energy. That is big brown shirt energy. So, and they're also riding around Los Angeles in unmarked vehicles. So we're going to look at a series of clips here. So one videographer bystander who happened to come across what he believed to be a staging area for ICE's unmarked vehicles. And he takes video of these vehicles as a bit of a notice and public service announcement for people in the area to be on the lookout for these vehicles, right? So if you get one of these vehicles behind you, you can take some sort of action. Either call your folks and let people know what's going on in case something happens. So there's that, and then we're going to see scenes from Whittier, California, where the DoubleTree Hotel, where the ICE agents have been put up at. Oh, I'm sorry. The ICE agents thought they were going to come to a hotel in Whittier and get some sleep. Oh, isn't that cute? Oh, you thought you was going to rest after a long day of terrorizing the community? The folks them said no. And then the last clip is going to be a package from the Fox Los Angeles station covering the protest. But I picked this package because They have some stunning video of ICE agents running up in the car wash and kidnapping workers at the car wash. You know, those dangerous criminals who got up and went to work. Like, what the fuck? Anyway, Will, let's go ahead and run these clips again. The first clip is the brother spotting the ICE unmarked vehicles staging area. So if you live in SoCal, LA, pay attention if you see these vehicles. Will, let's go ahead and run that.
Take them out. All called it, guys. They already called it. They're on their way out of here. Slauson and Western, guys. I appreciate you guys tagging me, guys. There go all the cars right there. Look, all the cars, guys. All the cars, guys. They all taking off. Look, they all taking off, guys. Slauson and Western, man. Make sure you guys see these guys, man. Make sure you guys tag me, guys. Follow me on my Instagram, South Central Audit. You already know, man. This is where they be at. Yo, modern day terrorists right here. Modern day terrorists right here, guys. Check it out. Modern day terrorists. Recognize all these vehicles, guys. Recognize all these vehicles, guys. Recognize all these vehicles, guys. These are the ones terrorizing your community. These are the guys terrorizing your community, guys. Make sure of that. They all gone. Look, camera shows up. They all gone. That's what it is. They all gone, guys. The camera shows up. Now they're out of here. Check it out. Camera shows up, guys. Guys, they all gone, guys. Camera shows up. It changed the perspective of the whole stop. Check it out, guys. This is what we got eyes right here, man. Check it out. Check them out. If you guys see them, guys, make sure you guys tag us, guys. Make sure you guys tag us, man. This is your modern day terror.
We're here at the DoubleTree in Uptown Whittier, where the federal agents ICE are staying here. The community found out and is out here protesting. We did see 2 agents come in, walking in, I guess from having dinner, and the community was, and this is one of the federal agents' vans that you see them going around the city, picking up people. What people are doing is they're cruising around here in a circle and putting music, honking, and not letting them sleep tonight because they're staying here. They're staying at the DoubleTree here in Uptown Whittier, guys. This is another one. Another one of their cars. So, yeah, guys, Whittier says, get them out of Whittier.
Started showing up. They made signs. They've now been out here since about 6 o'clock this evening. They feel very strongly about the number of ICE raids that swept across this city. We're going to pan off and show you some of the activity here. Now, according to the people we talked to, they said agents raided a church parking lot, a grocery store, and a car wash, and the outrage is fierce tonight.
Today has been a very rough day, as well as the whole Los Angeles community. ICE invaded, terrorized our cities. We have videos showing they attacked the man by our church, in our car washes, in our markets. People who are not committing any crimes.
They're stepping and violating people's civil liberties like we don't have a constitution to uphold. You know, these people swear an oath, yet they're violating the Constitution that they swore that oath for.
Now, this video was given to us by Sylvia. She was the woman you heard from earlier. She fought back tears as she spoke to us. She said a man collecting cans was apprehended by ICE. His name is Luis. She said she was not able to help him. We also have some other video to show you that was supplied to us by a local car wash. That was the owner of the car wash who gave it to us. And he says it shows workers cleaning cars when all of a sudden agents move in. The workers start to run, but they are apprehended. Now, Jose, he is one of the owners. He said he tried to help. He tried to approach the agents. He said they simply ignored him. They would not talk to him. He was trying to get their names, look at their badges, get anything that would give him an indication of who they were and their authorization. He said finally they told him to go away or they would arrest him too. Now, we are told that 2 men were arrested. They came initially looking for one, but they apprehended a second person. According to Jose, he says that one of those men had been with his company since the very beginning. He was very upset about it. But that wasn't the only location. They also reportedly went to a church, and the pastor there was very upset. She said she got wind of the fact that ICE agents were in the parking lot of the church. She went out to try to intervene, and she had no success in trying to intervene. Let's listen to what she had to say earlier today.
I decided to keep going closer to the vehicle so that the man could hear me say, don't answer any questions. Do not sign anything. Do not sign anything. They did point their rifle at me. And they said, you need to get back. You need to get back.
So you can see in instances where people who've been here a long time are trying to help people who are newly arrived to this country who perhaps don't know their rights. They're trying to intervene. And that's a lot of what we heard here today. People who said, look, I'm going to stand up for my neighbor. I'm going to do it peacefully. We want the word out that people are protesting peacefully.
Yeah, people are protesting peacefully. Who always shows up and riots? It's the cops. All protests start off peaceful. The people who show up to make their voices heard and to make their demands show up there with the intention of doing this, just that, expressing themselves and exercising their right to free speech, which allegedly I thought we had maybe in this country. Sometimes depends on the circumstance, I guess. But it's the cops that show up and turn shit violent. It's the cops that show up and start firing munitions. It's the cops that show up to kettle protesters. And there's been tons of reports of during these confrontations between protesters and law enforcement there on the ground that it's been the LAPD and the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department that have been firing these rubber bullets and these pepper balls and these tear gas canisters where they're not supposed to do that. They're not supposed to do that. They are literally aiming at people's faces. They are shooting journalists. They are hemming up street medics. Like, how the fuck is this not actually Gaza? Like, all the links are there. The way that these jackbooted thugs are operating in Los Angeles, in Chicago, in Baltimore, in New York, in Texas, the way they're operating, how is it not the same as the Israeli occupational forces doing checkpoints, literally kidnapping Palestinians by the thousands before they inevitably destroyed Gaza? But for the previous 70 years, the treatment that you're seeing the folks get there in some of these pictures is exactly how Palestinians have been treated. The shit is coming home to roost, unfortunately. Like, it's It's bad deals. Like, this is domestic terrorism that we are seeing being rained upon by the state onto civilian populations. In the same way that Israel is a terrorist state, the United States is the biggest funder, the number one sponsor of terrorism. These raids were unprovoked. And Trump has continuously lied, said that he was going to deport the criminals. You're not deporting the fucking criminals, you dipshit. You're deporting anybody brown, anybody, and I mean anybody brown. To talk about Hispanics, Latinos. I saw the video today of an Afghan national being arrested after showing up for his immigration hearing. What was special about this particular gentleman? Well, he served as a translator for the United States military during their invasion of Afghanistan. He was promised asylum status in exchange for risking his life and the life of his family in order to do a solid for the U.S. military. ICE came and arrested him at the courtroom, and he was ordered for immediate removal per his attorney. Like, this is exactly what Palestinians have endured. Actually, not quite as bad, but it can very easily get worse. You know why? Because LAPD and LA Sheriff's Department and fucking ICE and Homeland Security, they are itch. Oh, and the Marines too, right? Okay, can't forget the Marines on the streets of Los Angeles. Like, these folks, some of them at least, are itching to have live rounds in their guns, right? They don't want to be shooting these rubber bullets. That's why they're aiming for people's heads with these rubber bullets. This is practice. This is target practice for when they get the green light to actually turn guns on civilians in the streets of the United States. This shit, we are on a slippery slope, and this shit is sliding very, very quick, not just domestically, but globally as well. And you see how the terrorists are deciding to move all at the same time. But let me back up here for a second. Let me come back to this dipshit fucking Trump. Oh my God. Whew. Trump not funny no more, y'all. So somebody got in Trump's ear. Big Agro, the hospitality industry, someone has gotten in Trump's ear because all of a sudden Trump have seemed to have a bit of an epiphany about who, in fact, is being ensnared in these ICE deportation raids. Which, by the way, I heard a statistic this afternoon. I hope I get it right. Correct me, chat, if I have this wrong. But the number of people that are currently being detained in ICE facilities is 153,000, which is an agency record. They've never had that many people in custody at once. And we can assume tens of thousands of people perhaps may have been deported already. So let's give a solid 200K folks that have either been deported or have been marked for deportation. That is a drop in the bucket of what Trump and his ICE agents, his Homeland Security Secretary, that dingy bitch, what they hope to do, because it's impossible, by the way. It's an impossible, ridiculous task. And in the interim, Trump is going to send a lot of business owners and perhaps entire industries into a very, very quick decline. So here's Trump being asked this week at the White House about perhaps a change of heart about deporting farm workers and those that work in the hospitality industry, of course, mainly hotels. Let's take a listen to that clip.
Thank you, President Trump. I have two. First, on immigration. What made you change your mind about targeting in California farmers and people in the hotel and leisure business?
Well, we're not targeting. In fact, if you look today, I put out a statement today about farmers. Our farmers are being hurt badly by You know, they have very good workers. They've worked for them for 20 years. They're not citizens, but they've turned out to be, great. And we're going to have to do something about that. We can't take farmers and take all their people and send them back because they don't have maybe what they're supposed to have, maybe not. And you know what's going to happen and what is happening? They get rid of some of the people because, you go into a farm and you look and people they've been there for 20, 25 years and they've worked great and the owner of the farm loves them and everything else. And then you're supposed to throw them out. And you know what happens? They end up hiring the people, the criminals that have come in, the murderers from prisons and everything else. So we're going to have an order on that pretty soon, I think. We can't do that to our farmers and leisure too, hotels. We're going to have to use a lot of common sense on that.
And my other question about the Middle East.
Oh, now is the time for common sense, you fucking dunce. Allegedly, those in the upper echelons of power are supposed to be among this nation's smartest minds, its brightest minds, those with the ability to either crunch numbers and look at data and be able to forecast, to be able to predict outcomes, right? Like for any policy change, you're supposed to at least have an idea of what could happen when that policy is enacted. I was going to say, is Trump that fucking dumb to not know that when you are randomly and indiscriminately just deporting whoever the fuck showed up to immigration court to check out their hearing, or whoever showed up to work at the Home Depot or at the car wash, or who went to La Iglesia that day, or who went to their job at the restaurant, or who went to their job on the farm. Like, if you didn't think that all of those people were going to be impacted, then you didn't think this thing through. Your racism, and this is the thing that most Black and brown people do know about racist in America, is that racists will literally cut off their nose to spite their face, right? Racists will absolutely lose money so long as they still get to be racist because that racism is priceless, baby. Like, I want to know what that shit feel like. No, that shit must feel orgasmic, because why would you intentionally lose money, crater entire industries just so you can be racist? That's what America and these colonizers love to do. They will do that shit all fucking day. But it's not just farmers. It's not just the hospitality industry. It's literally the construction industry. And this is definitely being felt more acutely in Los Angeles, especially in the wake of the massive fires that happened in Altadena, that happened in Pacific Palisades. There are undocumented folks. There are migrant workers right now that are remediating toxic soil in Pacific Palisades in order to clear the land so that they and they brethren can likely construct all new homes, construct the town all anew. And if you deport all of your labor force, it's not going to happen. Or maybe the whites, they took her jobs, whites. How come they not showing up at the farm, President Trump? I thought you said that the migrants were taking our jobs. They're taking our spots in the hospitals. They're taking the kids' slots in public schools. If they took our jobs, then how come the whites ain't showing up to volunteer, or pardon me, to work for likely below minimum wage, picking produce on the farm? Because it was never about jobs. This was about cruelty. This was about dominance. This was about show of force. This was about power. All the same reasons that Israel took a unilateral attack on Iran. And I was going to say, I'm glad Iran was lobbying missiles back. But at the end of the day, guys, I don't want war. I would prefer that we not do Civil War II here. I would definitely prefer that World War III not be a thing. But unfortunately, we have to deal with the reality that is in front of us and not the reality that we would hope to have. So what do we need to be doing? Well, as always, I'd like to direct you to the good comrades at Black Liberation Media. There are a number of our folks over there that are deeply involved in organization and are working on these issues, plus a myriad of others. Go seek them, go find them. But there's some things that we can do basically, right? For example, know your rights. And if you know people that potentially could be caught up in ICE sweeps or ICE raids, give a gentle nudge and just ask them, do you know what your rights are if ICE comes and fuck with you? And then I think we have some of our folks who may be immigrants to the country, but they may have been here for many decades. They may be married to an American citizen. They may have a steady job, and they may not think that they are on the menu. You need to tell them, yes, they are. Okay. You need to tell them they absolutely are, because I'm telling you, these jackbooted thugs could give a fuck about your legal status. They really could give a fuck about what paperwork you have. If you have an accent, I think that's really enough, to be honest. Like, I mean, I don't know if they're doing the Ukrainian immigrants like that, like they doing everybody else. But you know, these arrests, I can't even call them arrests. These kidnappings are very indiscriminate, and that's what makes them so terrifying. Where else did I want to go with that? Because you know my memory's not so good. Where else? Oh, how could I forget? So Saturday, June 14th is the big military parade here in Washington, D.C. Allegedly to mark the 250th anniversary or birthday of the U.S. Army. Okay. But it happens to coincide with Donald Trump's birthday. And why does Trump being a Gemini make total fucking sense, y'all? I'm like, oh, that makes total sense, because this motherfucker contradicts himself all the goddamn time. This nigga never makes sense. And his birthday falls in June. I said, I understand now. No disrespect to y'all Geminis that are able to keep your bad side at bay. It's not an easy task. I know several Geminis. It's not always easy, but you know, Trump doesn't even try. Okay. Trump lets his fucking, but there is no good side of Trump. It's double bad, right? Which is, again, makes total sense. So, just to give you a quick peek of what Washingtonians are to expect. Y'all, this shit is so crazy. But take a look at this video that was shot in DC. What's today? Friday. Maybe this was Wednesday night or Thursday night. By the way, really quick, a total shit show around here already in advance. Roads closed every fucking where. They're telling people don't even bother to try to drive a car anywhere near downtown. Just forget it. Like they're directing everybody to Metro, and they say they're expecting a crowd of 200,000. I'm dubious. I am very dubious. I do not think Trump's gonna pack them out to the tune of 200,000 for this shit. But let's take a look at the video of somebody happening to catch a portion of the convoy coming through the streets of DC, and people are just kind of stuck looking at it. Let's take a listen.
This not crazy to y'all? This not crazy?
Go to Taiwan.
Yeah, bro, there's like tanks and stuff. Yeah, there's like tanks and stuff, y'all. There's tanks and stuff rolling through the streets of DC. By the way, the district, it had to reinforce some of the streets, and I believe some of the area bridges had to be reinforced with steel or steel plates or whatever the fuck. You know why? Because DC is built on a swamp. I don't know if the streets of Washington, D.C. are equipped to handle, multiple tanks, 40 pieces of air, whatever the fuck. I don't know what all's going to be on here. Trump said something about some submarines. I said, sir, can we please leave the submarines in the water? We don't need to see the submarines, sir. We don't need to see any of this fucking shit. And as much as we are kind of like slack jawed in shock, like what the fuck, like we can't be stuck. Like there are going to be protests tomorrow. I know everyone is talking about the No Kings protests. There's going to be other protests, not just in Washington D.C., but certainly around the country. By the way, Trump's military dick parade is reported to be costing taxpayers like $45 million. But then I heard an upper range of that to the tune of $90 million. Where the fuck is Doge? Where the fuck is the Department of Government Efficiency? Because I assure you this shit is not efficient. And it is a joke that Trump and the Republicans in the big, beautiful bill can, with straight faces, cut social service programs, end SNAP, end TANF, cut Medicaid, destroy FEMA, and put on this dick parade. Like, it's going to take, when is MAGA going to depose this motherfucker? Like, y'all, MAGA is the one that's going to have, you know what, let me calm down. Anyway, let me move along. Speaking of the No Kings protests scheduled for the 14th on Saturday, a clip has been going viral from a Florida sheriff in, I believe this is Brevard County, who is making overt threats to protesters. And in fact, some of his rhetoric would seem to encourage those that might be inclined to attack some of the protesters. And when I listened to this guy, I said, this is big Bull Connor energy. And if you don't know who Bull Connor was, I believe Bull Connor was the sheriff of, was it Montgomery or was he in Mississippi? He was in either in Alabama or Mississippi, and he was a cracker's cracker. He relished in sicking his dogs and his officers on Black folks demonstrating and protesting for their civil and human rights. And this cracker was giving me big Bull Connor energy. So let's listen to this cracker blatantly threaten to violate people's civil and constitutional rights and threatening to maim, harm, injure, and unalive if his officers see fit. Let's take a listen.
I'm gonna break it down for you, all right? And if somebody wants to know what I mean by turn violent, all right, this is what I mean. If you resist lawful orders, you're going to jail. Let me be very clear about that. If you block an intersection or a roadway in Brevard County, you are going to jail. If you flee arrest, you're going to go to jail tired because we are going to run you down and put you in jail. If you try to mob rule a car in Brevard County, gathering around it, refusing to let the driver leave, in our county, you're most likely going to get run over and dragged across the street. If you spit on us, you're going to the hospital and then jail. If you hit one of us, you're going to the hospital and jail, and most likely get bitten by one of our big, beautiful dogs that we have here. If you throw a brick, a firebomb, or point a gun at one of our deputies, we will be notifying your family where to collect your remains at, because we will kill you graveyard dead. We're not going to play. This has got to stop. You're watching what's taking place out there. You're seeing police officers that are being attacked, being spit on, being put in harm's way just for doing their jobs. You're seeing ICE agents that are being targeted for doing their jobs. And you're seeing obstructionists that are doing all of this, standing in the way of law and order.
It's law. I don't know about order. In fact, it's intentional disorder and chaos. Protesters, again, show up with very clear intentions, very clear demands, right? The No Kings not celebration, but the No Kings gatherings are there to protest this administration and its actions. And to be clear, who brings the fire bombs to the fucking protests? Like, y'all, there are infiltrators constantly. Y'all know how these COINTELPRO tactics work at the federal and at the state and local level. Police will be in plain clothes. They will embed themselves with the protesters. They will have objects in their hands that they, as the narcs, the feds, the undercovers, the plainclothes officers, they'll have the projectiles that they're throwing at their fellow officers. And then that is a provocation to get the uniformed officers to attack the crowd. And then all of a sudden, the plainclothes officers will pull out their badges and start making arrests and accuse protesters who didn't have shit to do with shit with inciting violence or attacking or assaulting officers when it was the provocateurs the whole time. Like, we know these tactics. We know how this shit run. And this cracker is letting you know, basically, every accusation is a confession. He's telling you that someone's going to be throwing bricks and fire bombs, and it's probably going to be his officers in plain clothes embedded with the protesting crowd in order to provoke a violent response from the cops. Everybody, if you're going out in any of these demonstrations and any of these direct actions, be ready. Be ready. And what I mean by ready, please bring things that you need to keep your eyeballs and to be able to breathe. For example, go out there with the for real mask. Go to the tool store, go to the hardware store and get the painter's mask. I think it's the P100 respirators. I've been following the prepper community. I'm in prepper talk, my folks. The preppers be knowing what the fuck. They got the P100 respirator masks, right? That will help you with either the CS tear gas or the CN tear gas. There are guides out there, folks that are telling you if you are in a crowd and you get gassed by the cops, like, don't rub your eyes, hold your arms out, turn around and walk away, like walk out of the cloud of chemicals. Bring the milk of magnesia, bring an umbrella, right? Obviously, bring water, bring eye protection. They are aiming at people's eyeballs. Lots of people during the uprisings of 2020 were literally blinded by cops and sheriff's deputies shooting rubber bullets and aiming at people's heads and eyes. Again, IOF tactics. Like, this is Gaza before the bombs started falling. So we I think need to be prepared to respond accordingly. Be ready to, and again, I don't know if you have a burner phone, if you have a handheld camera, I definitely encourage you to leave phones at home if at all possible. The Faraday bags are only good if you use them. You actually have to keep the phone in the fucking bag. You cannot open the fucking bag. You can't open the bag and your phone is in the bag and you have to protest, and then you might as well have not even brought the goddamn bag, right? So if you got a Faraday bag, be disciplined with that shit. You understand? Know your rights. Know what they are. Know what the local laws are where you are or where you gonna be. And guys, like, the time is now. How do you say it in Espanol? ¿Cómo se dice en Español? El tiempo es ahora. Like, it's time to estamos en la lucha. You know what I'm saying? We're in the lucha. Hey, but let me say this real quick. We on the Remix Morning Show, shout out to Sister Erica Brown. host of Brokish over on Black Liberation Media. Please go watch Brokish. New episode dropping on the 15th. Sister Erica brought up an interesting topic of discussion with us this week, and it was about Black folks, Black Americans, looking at the ICE raids and the deportations and the cruel and inhumane ways that people are being rounded up, and Black folks, some Black folks are saying that this is not our fight. In the same way that some Black folks look at the genocide in Palestine and say, what's that got to do with us? That's not my fight. You guys, our enemies are the same enemy. Ricky Ryan tells us this, right? Like, yeah, we are not in Gaza, but Israel is training police forces here to do to us what they do to the Palestinians. That's why we need to be united in making sure that that system gets stopped. You can dislike, rightly or wrongly, we all got our own shit with us. You know what I'm saying? With some people dislike certain groups for whatever reason, whatever. But now is not the time to turn your back and be like, that ain't got nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with you. For the same, for two big reasons. Number one, it used to be you, right? It used to be us. That was us. That was Negroes getting kidnapped off the street, getting kidnapped out of Africa, being brought forcefully to this country in order to labor generationally in slavery, right? And for those that were able to acquire their freedom, or who had the audacity to be a drapetomaniac and say, hey, I don't want to be enslaved, I'm going to escape. No, crackers were deputized in order to what? Capture and kidnap and bring back into the system. What ICE is doing to the migrants is what was done to us, and it's still done to us. It is absolutely still done to us. And for some Black folks that look at what's happening to we all, let me not say we all, Kim Brown. Let me do better, because again, when I say immigrants and migrants, in my head pops up Hispanics, right? But that's not all of them, right? It's the Afghan brother who was a translator for the U.S. military who's getting deported. It's Africans getting deported, Jamaicans, Haitians, people from Southeast Asia, all over. Folks are getting deported. But keep in mind, all of this, well, we told y'all, we tried to tell you guys, but y'all Latinos for Trump, y'all voted for Trump anyway. Gang, if you're an undocumented migrant, if you're eligible to be deported, they didn't vote. Okay? Like, you sounding like fucking Trump and MAGA. Oh, they're bringing in the illegals so they can get more votes. The fucking undocumented people did not cast a vote in the election. Okay, you talking about these assimilated, wayward, that odd strain of Latinos, who have been here for generations, or even, gotten their citizenship in recent years or whatever, who are citizens, who have the right to vote. Those are the ones, half of those. And it was even half of them. It wasn't even all of them. It was just 45% of Latinos that voted for Trump, right? So to get angry, or to have or even worse, indifference or disdain for what the undocumented people who are facing mass deportation now, to say that they voted for this, are you fucking serious? Are we able to draw logical conclusions? Those people didn't cast votes because they can't vote, and more than likely didn't give a fuck about voting because they are here basically trying to work and survive and provide for their families, right? So all of this, well, that's what they voted for. Oh my God, can we drop that stupid fucking rhetoric? Because it doesn't even meet the standard for accuracy at all. Okay. And listen, Black folks, why do you think that arbitrarily, for whatever reason, that ICE and Homeland Security won't be deployed in our neighborhoods, seeking to apprehend and kidnap us for literally no reason. Like the fact that these folks are being snatched up with no criminal records, having committed literally no crime, that doesn't scare you? I'm sorry, as a black person living in America with all the so-called rights of citizenship, I'm sorry, do we get the chance to explain ourselves to the police, to the courts? I'm sorry, do we get a fair shake? Like the behavior from this government and this administration that you dismiss against other groups today will be done against you tomorrow. The reason you need to care about these mass deportations is for no other reason. I say this all the time, nigga, for self-preservation. Like, okay, you don't give a fuck about other people. Fine. Give a fuck about yourself. Give a fuck about you and yours. Police literally murder us for nothing, for literally nothing, for also having committed no crime, for also not having done anything wrong. They also murder us for being in compliance, right? Like I'm the apathy from some black folks, like I don't understand it, but it's giving big American energy. Like y'all really sounding like Americans right now, baby, and it's not cute. It is definitely not cute. That is not the position. And I don't know if I have the patience or empathy to like handhold these people and explain to them why you need not be callous assholes. Madness. Let me take a little break, little breaky poo. Can I shout out to Seneca? Seneca, I hope you got your notification. Thank you so much for your support on the super chat. Excuse me, y'all. If you want to support the platform, we certainly appreciate it. We'll take your super chat contribution. Thank you so much. Or you can run us some bucks. $ BIDWKB on Cash App, at BIDWKB on Venmo, PayPal.me/BIDWKB, or you can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/BIDWKB.
Kim, we got some too.
What we got, Will?
We got, of course, we want to thank Cynical for this super chat. Essential, thank you. Says thank you, Kim, for your super chat. 2 F's always. Thank you. It said Iran has a right to defend itself. For sure, for sure. Thank you, 2 F's, and thank you, John Kemper. He says, "Is the like button? Is this the like button?" Talking about the super chat. Yes, sir. We appreciate that. That very much it is. You got our attention. No, we appreciate you all always coming through, John Kemper. And A. Crawley, thank you for your super sticker as well.
Thank you.
We got the whole fire fam in here.
Hey.
We got police accountability report.
Hey!
We got Jay. We got Northern Witch, Noli. What else?
Magnolia.
We got every sweary fairy. I'm trying to get everybody. We got our fam on Twitch. Shout out to Twitch.
What's up, Twitch? How many people we got in here, Will?
Robin C. We were dancing around 150. Now we got 99 people. KJ Sakuma.
What's up, KJ Sakuma?
Warren. Yep. We got 99 people tuning in. Stephanie.
What's up, Warren Aura? What's up, Stephanie?
Wesley. Who else? Northern Witch. I said, let me see.
Northern Witch,
John Kemper.
What's up, John Kemper?
Neo,
what's up, Rosalvo?
12.
What's up? What's up?
Vesper. Yeah.
Hey, Vesper X.
Leah Boggs. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Leah. Thank you.
Eric Berkeley. We appreciate you. Project Dystopia.
Eric B. Project Dystopia.
I'm trying to make sure I get everybody.
Wendy, what's up?
Loner, thank you.
Holly, what's up, Damien? Damien, tell the people in the UK, don't come. Don't come over here. Don't come. It's nasty work right now.
I think that was everybody. If I did not get you, please forgive the kid.
You
There's a
you
lot going on.
forgiven. You forgiven.
And of course, police accountability report.
Yo,
Love you and need
yo,
your voice. We miss. She
we
said, "Miss
missed
you,
you.
sis."
Miss you,
Yup, yup.
Taya. Shout out to Steven Janice. You guys,
Manuel Briggs. Who else? Yep. Alicia. All
hey
right, I
niece
got y'all. All
Alicia.
right, that was it. That was it for me. But I appreciate y'all. Hit that like and subscribe. We definitely need to keep the lights on, so keep doing that. Appreciate y'all.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much, Taya Graham. Please go subscribe to Police Accountability Report. Y'all see Police Accountability Report in the chat. Go subscribe to the channel right now, right now. Do not fuck around. Go do it expeditiously. I think I need to see Lean on Me. I keep saying that line over and over again. But I got to see Lean on Me because y'all, Lean on Me low key was a comedy, dog, because Morgan Freeman was a luncheon in as Joe Clark. And it's funny, anytime after, like in life, anytime, because I used to talk at schools and stuff like that. Anytime I go to a hood school, I'd be like, whoo, this is Fair East Side. Fair East Side. By thy side will stand and always praise thy name, praise thy name, praise thy name. Every hood school is Fair East Side to a Gen Xer. Like, woo, this looks like Fair East Side. Anyway, hold on. I think I'm out of stories. I think all I have left for y'all is my palate cleanser. But I did have something I wanted to say, and I forgot it that quick because I do smoke a lot of marijuana. I need to because Jesus, are you guys feeling like stressed? Are y'all feeling like stressed? And forget the fact that, food, utilities, transportation, cost of housing, like forget all of that shit, right? We still got multiple genocides ongoing, unrest in the street, fascist authoritarian, flexing more and more power. Like, how's everybody holding up? Are we drinking more or what? What are we doing to cope? Is it the psychedelics? What are we into now, guys? What are we doing? Drop it in the chat. Are we shrooming? What are we doing? Are we special K-ing? How's this going? What's this look like? Because there's no way you're doing America sober right now. It's impossible. I don't believe you. If anybody tells me that they're doing America, the final chapter, sober, you're a liar. You're a big stinking liar. I don't believe you. No one can be sober doing this shit, shawty. No one. And amongst, and I'm gonna get off of this as soon as I get on it, but y'all, the economy is about to be in the turlet, in the real for real turlet. For one, let me back up. If Iran keeps letting the chopper sing, Iran said that, bitch, we will blow all y'all motherfuckers up. Iran said we will hit U.S. military bases. We will fuck up niggas' oil refineries. Bitch, we will close the Strait of Hormuz. Do you really want to play these games, right? I told my mama, I said, go fill up your gas tank, mama, because gas could be $12 a gallon like next week. Like the shit could really get serious very fucking fast. So if you use petrol or gasolina for anything, sheesh, you might want to fill up a few cans. And I'm not trying to be alarmist, and I'm just a person on the internet, but shit, everything was all good just a week ago. Not all good, but you understand, like, we went from 0 to 85, damn near 100 in ridiculous amounts of time. But hold on really quick about the US economy. Tourism. Oh, the tourism looking bad. You know why? Because everyone said, fuck you, we're not coming there. Not if we're going to get pressed out. Something, what is the big event that's happening in Miami with FIFA? So there's some big soccer match happening in Miami, and Customs and Border Patrol and Homeland Security put out the announcement that they were going to be assisting with security and blah blah blah. And a lot of folks are going to stay away for obvious reasons. This soccer match is being held in Miami with a lot of, likely foreign nationals, right? And the United States at this point in time is not giving a fuck whether or not if people are here 100% legally, if they are tourists. I mean, y'all, when they started fucking with Australians and Canadians, I said, ain't nobody safe out here. Ain't nobody safe. They was fucking with whites from Sweden and Germany. I said, y'all, they are hemming up Europeans out here. No one is safe. So y'all browns and blacks better stay the fuck away. Do not come to the I'm not even kidding. Like, this is actual straight up for real. If you are watching from outside of the United States, and it doesn't even matter if you're white or not, your white is no protection for you, not these days. So if you are black and brown, even less protection than what you already were accustomed to. Stay away. Stay away. Spend your tourist dollars elsewhere. Spend your holiday dollars somewhere else. So I had pulled it. So I'm going to go right into my palate cleanser. Thank you all so much for being here. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Burn it down with Kim Brown or burp it down with Kim Brown, whatever you want to call it. So this happened last week. And every time I see this clip, I laugh my ass off. Let me set it up for you. Leader of the Proud Boys, Enrique Tarrio, a confused Latino, deeply confused. Enrique, of course, was sentenced to a lengthy jail term for his participation in the January 6th insurrection, uprising, riot. And as promised, President Trump pardoned Enrique and his cohorts after assuming the White House for his second term. However, Enrique claimed himself to be a political prisoner. No, sir, you went in there and smeared shit on the walls, carry your ass directly to jail. You was exactly where you were supposed to be, but he's out of jail now. And now Enrique says that the federal government owes him money. In fact, he and some of his co-defendants have filed, I believe, a $100 million lawsuit against the federal government. And he and his attorney gave a press conference on the streets of Washington, D.C. I believe this was last Thursday. So that would have been June 6th, roundabout 7th, something like that. Except the presser was disrupted. And whites, pay attention, because again, I love the energy. This is what we need. We need more everybody disruption, but I need more radical whites to get activated, because again, y'all not gonna get in trouble. Not really. You know what I mean? Like, anyway. So we're gonna pick up the press conference as Enrique Tarrio is taking question and answer. And check out the disruption. In case you guys haven't seen this, I wanted to share this with you because I was quite tickled. Will, please play it from the beginning. Thank you so much.
Did the Department of Justice try to get you framed Did the Department of Justice try to get you framed President Trump?
Yes, hold on. This is our enemy. These are the people who want to hurt you. These are the people who want to destroy you. These are the people who want to take away your freedom of speech. You have nothing better to do than to shout at a plaintiff in a court. So this guy organized the capital attack on January 6th. If you need my number, I'll give it to you. Guys.
Yo, wait a minute. We may have to play that again. Every time, y'all, I've watched this 10 times. It has not made me laugh every single time I've seen it. go. That's the
I'm gonna
energy.
play it again. I would say play it again. That's me.
Run it back. Wheel up the track, brethren. Run it back.
Did the Department of Justice try to get you to frame President Trump? Did the Department of Justice try to get you to frame President Trump?
Yes, hold on. This is our enemy. These are the people. These are the people who want to hurt you. These are the people who want to destroy you. These are the people who want to take away your freedom of speech. You have nothing better to do than to shout at a plaintiff in a court. So, okay, so this guy organized the capital attack on January 6th. If you need my number, I'll give it to you. Guys.
Wait a second. No.
Definitely one of my favorite videos right now. I ain't gonna hold you. Thank you for that. Palate cleansed.
No, Will. Is it the fact that she's literally screaming in the megaphone?
Yes. Yes, that's it every time. Loser!
And then she run the siren.
Yeah. I like the death metal at the beginning. I was like, oh Jesus. I was like, I didn't know what she was saying at first, but I loved it. She was great.
Y'all welcome. Y'all welcome.
I'm about to put that in the chat. Hold on, let me put it in the chat.
Drop it. Drop that in the chat. Chat. Disseminate that. Spread that far and wide. Give your people a grin. Give your people something to smile and laugh about. In these dark times, there are some sturdy white gals out there willing to do some righteous disruption. I'm not mad at it at all. So thank you all to everybody that showed up tonight. Please give the video a like on your way out. Subscribe. Thank you all so much. Don't forget Black Liberation Media. Go check out Ear Doctor and I's latest episode of Classical Breakdown. We delved into the 1950s, a mix of jazz, blues, rhythm and blues, rock and roll. Woo! The 50s was blickety black, baby. Wonderful black music of our grandparents and maybe our great grandparents, depending on how old you are. But yep, that's available over on Black Liberation Media. Please go over there and subscribe. Don't forget Saturdays with Renee at 11 a.m. Eastern. I will see y'all back here Tuesday. And also don't forget to watch the Remix Morning Show on Black Liberation Media as well. Thank you as always to Will and Molly. Thank you so much to our wonderful mods. Big up to Latif. Big up to who else we got in here? Vespa X, Magnolia D. Thank you, Noli D, for all that you do. Thank you, Sweary Fairy. Shout out to the Hearts. Big up to all of our people, Tyler Hackner and the Fire Famers. Love you guys. Chichi Macha, Cynical, Wendy Holly. KJ Sakuma, thank you so much. John Kemper, thank you so much. Eric B for president. Appreciate you guys. What's up, Stone Alona? Again, Stone Alona, stay safe in the UK. Stay safe in the UK. But guys, thank you so much to Will and Molly. Love you guys to pieces. See y'all later. Bye-bye. Be safe out here. Mask up.